Are you guys ready to bust the myths of day trading? Remember, day trading is a skill. Once you learn it, you never have to talk to another person again. It is literally the laptop lifestyle business. It truly is, and you work for yourself. There is no one to talk to. There is no one to answer to. You are just you and the charts. But again, it is a skill. It is something you need to learn. But so is life coaching. So is being a virtual assistant. So is being a web designer. Am I not correct? You have to learn those skills as well. None of us are born with it. But interestingly enough, I found that day trading is much easier to understand. And once you learn the skill, I don't have to go hustle for any clients. I don't have to go write constant content, send out emails, be on Facebook all the time, posting, responding, and hustling, looking and prospecting clients, because this is it. Once you learn the skill, you just apply it. You do not have to invest in all these different technologies and nothing else. You don't have to spend hours away from your family trying to look for customers, giving those free one-on-one so people will relate to you. No, it's just you and your charts. Are you guys ready to bust those myths? Okay, let's begin. First of all, the number one myth that I personally call it a myth or a misconception that you hear from people over and over again, that it's too risky. Day trading is gambling. You know what? If you get into a car, if you never sat in a car, you have no idea how to drive the car, and you accidentally somehow manage to turn on the ignition and get into drive, is that risky? Is that risky driving that car? Chances are you will crash. You will crash 100%. That is why we understand that we need to learn how to drive the car. It's the same thing as when you want to be a pilot, right? You wouldn't just hop in at the cockpit and take off, because that's ludicrous, right? I mean, that's ridiculous. Everybody knows you need to go to pilot school. Day trading is the exact same way. It is a skill. You learn how to read the markets, understand what they're saying. And interestingly enough, it's not complicated. And that is the one thing that I recognize. It could be really simplified, but you do need that strategy. You do need to understand what is going on. And once you do, it is not risky at all. And that is the beauty of it. The reason why we hear that it's so risky is because the problem with day trading is that anyone can enter if you have some money, right? There is no barrier to entry. For instance, if you want to be a doctor, you can't just walk into an operating room and say, okay, I want to be a doctor. Let me cut up some person. I want to be a surgeon. Let me cut up some person. No, they know that you have to go through schooling. The thing is, with the financial markets, anyone who has money could just put it in. So if you actually learn the skill, you do not need to worry at all about the risk, because that's part of your strategy. And you will never, ever lose more than you can. And you will learn how to win more than you lose. And that's the beauty of it. The other thing is, a lot of people say, oh, you need a lot of money to get started. It used to be you need $25,000 to get started. Absolutely not. Today, there are markets that you can begin with $50. And to be honest with you, with crypto, if you are interested, $10. I'm not kidding. You can start with $10. Obviously, I don't recommend that because you will not make that much money. But if you have $500, you could easily start with $500, and you'll be able to actually start making money. And this is the truth. It is 100% the truth. Okay? So you do not need a lot of money. You definitely don't need $25,000 to get started today. You don't need to be a math whiz or a financial wizard, okay? Or anybody that's coming with an economic financial background. Let's go back to the other videos that I have for you guys about the laptop lifestyle, freedom, my intro. I was a fitness instructor and a travel writer. I still, to this day, do not have any idea about math or finance or any of the economic issues. Honestly, I can't be bothered. You do not need that, because it is all about what's in front of you, the charts that are in front of you. It is understanding how to read them, just like how you learn how to drive a car, which, by the way, is way more risky than than trading. And you do it every day, right? And it's the same thing. Once you learn how to read the market, how to understand it, You do not need to have any of this background or any math at all. It's too stressful and chaotic. We've watched those movies, Wall Street, and we've heard about, the chaos of it all and the stress. Again, I do it for 1 hour a day, and to be honest with you, I find it as a meditative process, because when you are fully there, watching the market, understanding what is happening, you don't need to stress. It's right there. It's all about just being there. You do not need to have many different monitors. You don't need to have any flashy indicators. You do not need this. I travel the world, one laptop. I have one chart, simplified. I do not go through this. I personally am not able to deal with that stress. And that is the truth. Okay? And the other thing is, the most radical way to trade is conservatively. Being a conservative trader is sustainable. You hear about these aggressive traders. Oh, they're winning all of this and thousands of dollars because they're putting up thousands of dollars. But if you're trading conservatively, you're going for the smaller targets. You're not going for the thousands a day in the beginning. You will eventually when you learn, because that develops with confidence, as any skill does, right? A Formula One driver who's never driven a car does not get in a car and start going 200 miles an hour. They probably started off with a little go-kart and then moved on and on and on. It's the same thing with trading. So trust me on this. Conservatively is the best way to do it. And I am an incredibly conservative trader. I am not greedy. I go for smaller targets. I am totally happy because small profits daily bring you big profits yearly. Those big targets that you hear about, again, it looks great on paper. It looks great in the YouTube channels. It looks great at that. But reality is, it doesn't work. You don't hear about their losses, and they are huge because the risk is huge. So small profits daily, that means you're putting in small risks. And remember what I told you. If you have a strategy, you know exactly what you are willing to risk. And again, I want to talk about brokers because everybody's like, oh my God, I'm going to have a broker and I'm going to need all this money. Brokers, their business is for you to put money in the market. You do not need to get started with a broker until you are ready. It's kind of like going back to the medical student. Just because you enter the medical university, you're not going to go and buy your hospital right away. And that's what a broker is. It's where the actual business takes place. You're first going to learn. And you can learn in simulation, still in the live market, without having any money at all put up. And that's what you will be learning. You do not need to worry about a broker or margin accounts. And once you do want to work on that, I'll be here to help you. So remember, I am Marina the Trader Chick. I am here to simplify all of your trading questions and to help you learn the skill of it, because it is simple. You can simplify it and have fun, and you do not need a lot of money to get started.